I feel so disappointed and betrayed by this release. It's as if my boyfriend told me that all of his out-of-state business trips are actually him having an affair. Hello friends, hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. Today we are doing another chit-chatting about makeup releases, my buy it or deny it series, which happens sporadically. Maybe once a month, maybe every 2 weeks. It happens when it happens, but this series is full of salt, so y'all better not have any issues with like arterial pressure or anything. This type of video series was started by Samantha March, and she was kind enough to start a community playlist for all of us that roast and lust after new makeup releases. Everything is, of course, going to be linked down below, so check her out because she's really nice and wholesome, if you will. Let's get started because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and the first thing that I want to talk about, it's my duty as the biggest Nabla stan on this platform to talk about this. This is their new secret palette, which is going to come out on the 22nd of May and probably be priced the same as their Poison Garden palette because they seem to kind of be the same size. And they also seem to be kind of like the same thing. As I said, biggest Nabla stan, it's my duty to roast this. Now, before I roast this, small disclaimer. I was made aware by one of my friends that, well, in Italy the style is different, so they prefer neutrals with maybe one pop of color. People don't wear such extravagant makeup, which is valid and true, and probably Nabla is catering to their biggest market audience and not to like the beauty gurus that have thousands of palettes in their collection. So let's keep that in mind. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that other people cannot enjoy it, but I don't fucking like it. To me, it seems that they are rehashing the same color scheme that they've had in their previous palettes, that there is a lot of overlap, specifically in the neutrals. Like, I don't mind the neutrals per se, but I feel that half the palette, you have those shades if you have the Poison Garden, or even if you have the Soul Blooming or the Dreamy. Except those greens and that white to green duochrome, none of those shades seem particularly unique. Again, shades that have been in the Soul Blooming, that were in the Dreamy, that were in the Poison Garden. It seems that they're repeating themselves and then just sprinkling some green on top of it. I feel that this would have been better executed and more fitting to the outside packaging if they would have turned up the warmth on those neutrals a tad, so towards more terracotta, more reddish shades, and it would have been still a neutral palette with a pop of green, but it would have fit the packaging more and it would have deviated from those so similar shades that I have in their previous releases. So I'm not gonna buy this. I love the Nabla formula. I'm so tempted just because it's Nabla. I have an unhealthy love for them. But I cannot justify the price when there are so many things that I can find in their other palettes, in their formula that I love. Another palette that I'm not gonna purchase, this is the Hallberg Spectral palette, retailing for $59. And this is a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong, but one, those pan sizes give me anxiety. Two, I think I have all of those shades already in various formulas across different palettes or singles, yes, but I don't feel the need to pay $59 just because it says Linda Hallberg on it. Colourpop is doing another collab with Makeup Shayla, and this is their Under Construction collab, which features one palette, 2 lipsticks and 2 blushes, as well as 2 lip liners, if I'm not mistaken. All regular Colourpop prices. So $8 for the lipsticks, $6 for the lip liners, if I'm not mistaken, $8 for the blushes, $12 for the palette. This is a really interesting release because I don't think I've ever seen construction work themed stuff until now, and I can't look at this palette without hearing that little mix song that goes, "You can work from home, oh, oh," like I just cannot look at it without that song popping into my head. I feel that this is a really nice warm tone neutral palette, kind of like the warm tone sister of the brown sugar palette. And if you don't already have these tones, the Colourpop formula is really nice. But since I probably already do have all of these colors scattered in different palettes, or even in the same palette if I really think of it, I probably won't purchase this. Farsali is coming out with something ridiculous. This is their Hydration Bae hydrating mask. That's $69 fucking dollars. And all that I have to say regarding this is that you have no business asking $69 out of my own pocket when you actually put the word bae on the packaging. I have nothing against slang. I actually have to explain to my boyfriend what yeet means, which is proof that he's getting old, but like I don't want it so proeminently featured on the packaging of my makeup, because slang is very volatile, it's very ephemeral. What's popular this month might not be popular tomorrow. What's popular right now might not be popular in a month, in 2 months, in a year. I don't think that we should link brands to something that is so temporary as the word bae. Natasha Denona is coming out with a new tan and bronze face palette. This is the bronze version of their Bloom palette, I believe it was called, the one with pinks and red. This retails for $55, coming out on May 17th, and I regularly roast Natasha, but these palettes, the Bloom one and this one, these are so beautiful, and my regret is that my skin isn't dark enough to rock them. But if you have like a medium complexion, those I think would look absolutely stunning. Huda is coming out with 2 new things. So the first one is a body glow lotion called Nymph, coming from Not Your Mama's Pantyhose, and that retails for $39 in 3 shades. People have been commenting that the name doesn't make sense or that it's lame, and I'm like, are y'all allowed to the internet? Aren't you just a bit too young? Like, how can you not know? The situation with the name and with Not Your Mama's Pantyhose is that in the times of war, so World War II, I believe, several types of fabrics and materials and a lot of other stuff was rationed for the war effort, including nylon, which is the fabric from which pantyhose are made. And since women just wouldn't wear dresses or skirts without pantyhose on in those times, they would literally paint it on their legs and then paint the seam on the back, or paint the stitching on the, you know, the upper part of the thigh where the pantyhose would stick. That's what they mean with Not Your Mama's Pantyhose, and I kind of like the name, no lie. I would never buy it because I do not give a shit about glow lotion. And then the other thing that she came out with retails for $30, and it's this cream bronzer contour type of thing. It's called the Tantour. I feel that this is a really nice release. I feel that Huda really came out with something a bit new, especially that those tones kind of straddle the warmth of a bronzer and the coolness of a contour, so they might be used multiple ways depending on how sheer you apply them. Moreover, I like the shade range. I like that she added a really deep sort of shade, and then she called it rich, which is a really nice shade because I'm sick of seeing them calling them espresso, cocoa. Fucking find new names, guys. Sidney Grace is coming out with Danny's Dream bundle. Danny is their mother, and it's very much inspired by her and their relationship with them. And I feel that this is such a beautiful color scheme. Greens are really in right now. This retails for $30 and it's already available. The only reason I'm not going to pick this up is that I am not ready yet to take the hit of paying shipping again for Sidney Grace. I love their formula, they're beautiful. I got some singles, I reviewed it. If you're interested, you can find it on my channel. But I'm not ready to pay that amount of shipping again. My wallet just can't at the moment. Speaking of green palettes, Give Me Glow Cosmetics is coming out with their own green palette, olive themed, and that one retails for $30, yet again available. Very similar tones to the Sidney Grace one. I also find that this is absolutely gorgeous. I've been planning on trying Give Me Glow Cosmetics, but I think that I'm going to give this one a pass for the sole reason that I probably already have all of those shades or similar shades, and I don't know how their formula is. For Sidney Grace, I would maybe risk it if there weren't like that shipping cost, but I don't know how Give Me Glow is, so I think I'm gonna pass. e.l.f. is trying to cosplay Laneige in this new skincare line with their packaging, which I find is a really clever move because you basically evoke a more prestigious brand to entice customers to buy from you. They have a cleanser, which, you know, is said to take out makeup without stripping your face. They've got a brightening sort of toner, which is not for sensitive skin, but apparently it brightens, and I think it's something like the Pixie Glow toner where it sort of exfoliates a bit. Then they've got a hydrating cream and a hydrating mask. These are all very fairly priced, so $8 for the toner and the cleanser, I believe, then $12 for the mask and the hydrating cream. So if you've got e.l.f. readily available and you're looking for cheap skincare, they've got it in really cute, colorful packaging. Speaking of skincare, Kylie Cosmetics has teased that she wants to come out with skincare, which it's a very tall order to ask me to believe in your skincare line when your whole face is a surgical work of art. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against surgery. I am actually kind of considering one or two things. I'm not even sure if I really want to go through it, but I've considered it. So I'm not shaming her for that. More power to you if you've got the money. Whatever makes you feel better in your own skin, I don't give a shit. However, when you've got so much work done, you cannot possibly expect me to believe that your beautiful skin and your wrinkle-free appearance is due to a good skincare regimen. Not when you've got the money, as I said, for surgery, for fillers, for expensive facial treatments, for cosmetologists and estheticians that just are at your beck and call. Don't ask me to believe that when you've got so many things helping you to be the prettiest that you can be and to have the best skin that you can have. Her sister Kim of KKW Beauty is releasing 3 new shades of nude lipsticks when she's not too busy freeing inmates from jail, which honestly, I think I may be becoming a bit of a Kim Kardashian fan because of this. Like, this woman has, yes, she's got a lot of privilege, whatever, but she's got the time to take care of her family, to run a business, to be a sex symbol, to pass the bar exam, and to start releasing people unfairly jailed. Like, yes, she's got rich, privilege, whatever, but you know what? She's doing pretty okay with her lot in life, and I don't mind her anymore. She could have just languished in a life of luxury and admiration, and she's actually trying to do some good in the world, which you go, girl. You go, Kim. So she's coming out with 3 new shades of nude lipsticks, and I love these shades. They're $18 each, so I'm probably not going to ever purchase them ever because I don't spend that much on any individual lipstick. But I find that the shades are really pretty and they're really pretty nudes, and I would wear the hell out of them. Viseart is coming out with a couple of things, a triad of things, if you will. The first is that they've released singles from their other palettes, so pre-existing formula, no new shades. So if you're interested in that, the singles are already available for purchase if you wanted just 1 or 2 shades. And the other 2 things that they're coming out with are 2 palettes that are exclusive to a Beautylish. So there's the Warm Edit, which looks very much like the Colourpop Yes Please palette, and the Rosé Edit, which is basically rosy neutrals with 3 pops of hot pink and purple. Out of the 2, I find the Warm Edit to be the most interesting looking because it's kind of fiery. The Rosé Edit is a warm toned palette with 3 pops of pink, so I don't get what's rosé about that, but okay. Speaking of boring, BH Cosmetics is coming out with a new Santa Fe palette, and that is $26 already available. I find that the layout is really interesting with this. However, this palette could have been effectively cut in half and it still would have looked pretty much the same. So you've got kind of a sandy colored half, then a pinkish rosy toned colored half with some pops of saturated warm neutrals and one lonesome pop of blue. And I'm like, we've already seen this 1,000 different times, done it 1,000 different ways. We don't need so many pans of it. I feel that if they would have just tailored it a bit, if they would have cut a bit of the fat down, it wouldn't have been so obvious how similar most of those shades are to one another. Inglot Cosmetics is coming out with a Partylicious Freedom System palette with lots of glittery sparkly pans, and at first sight I was like, yeah, that's the stuff, give me the glitter. But I looked up the price and it's child, $170. Excuse me. Excuse what? You, unless you are a makeup artist and you are going to use these in your kit, you are never going to get enough use out of them to justify the price, unless it's like your only shimmery palette and that's it. And if you use them years and years and years and the formula doesn't go bad on you before you end up using every single last gram of it. It's just, oh god, the price. It's almost Natasha Denona prices. Yeesh. And Crime is coming out with a new Plushie squad and another face palette, all in very warm, saturated tones. I saw some swatches on a darker skin tone and they looked beautiful, so props to them for that, despite the trash that Dodiri continuously is trying to prove that she is. This woman is literally a dumpster fire where you feel that it went out because the fire is hidden under more layers of trash and then it ignites again in a conflagration of drama. Like, she literally posted a snap of herself saying that when the internet cancels you but you uncancelled yourself. Baby, no, you're still cancelled. No matter how you try to not be cancelled, you're still cancelled because you have not proven any growth, any lesson learned from your previous scandals. You are just a mess. You're still cancelled. You can't uncancel yourself. They've also got this Freckle pan, which I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. As a freckled person, people yelled that, oh my god, we were so oppressed as freckled people. We were bullied. How dare they make our suffering into a trend? It's fucking freckles. Can you fucking tell? You were not oppressed because of your freckles. Children bully each other for everything. Have you taken a look at a school lately? They're all fucking animals. They bully each other for everything, including freckles. I get being insecure. I get it that bullying has lasting impacts because God knows I'm still kind of scarred for life, but you don't get to yell at people for your own insecurities. You don't get to own freckles. Now, the promo picture for this legit looks so fucking shit. Like, those are the worst pimple looking ass freckles that I've ever seen. But, you know, I don't care about the products. I have my natural freckles. If you want to rock the freckle look, go ahead, boo. Be my guest. Fenty came out with 2 new things. So first of all, an overpriced lip balm and lip scrub. I feel that the lip scrub is $16, lip balm is $18. And I feel like a hypocrite for calling it overpriced because I legit still want those $15 Laneige flavored lip balms. It's a $1 difference, okay? It's a $1 difference and it counts. I'm not gonna pick this up because aside from my lust for Laneige fruity lip balms, I feel that there are plenty of really good lip balms that will make your lips look luscious and plump and hydrated and refreshed without paying that much money on it. And I kind of really dislike the tube part of it. It looks cheap. She also came out with summer collection, which is a trio of like 3 sets with 3 neon eyeliners and then 6 new lip colors. They are already in stores in Romania. I swear Fenty is literally the only brand that puts out stuff so fast in our Sephoras. I have a soft spot for them for doing that because we're at the ass end of Europe, and you still put out things just as fast as you do in the US, as you do in the bigger European countries. Like, thank you. We feel so appreciated. I've actually swatched the lipsticks in store and they seem really nice, but they're very strong summery shades, and the shades that I like I already have in other formulas. The other shades that are more novelty, like blue and teal, I'm not gonna wear enough to justify Fenty prices, so yeah, I'm not gonna pick those up. I don't understand what she's doing with those liners because they don't really seem to be very on brand, but you do you, really. Glamlite is coming out with another gross savory food palette. This is the taco palette. I love tacos. I don't love this palette because I'd like to keep my makeup separate from my meals. I've mentioned in another video why, so if you want to hear me get at my feelings and explain why food themed, specifically savory food themed makeup makes me uncomfortable, you can go check out my previous Buy It or Deny It video. Besides the fact that this makes me uncomfortable is that I don't particularly like the colors inside. They seem a bit jumbled up and it doesn't inspire me that much. Davina Cosmetics is coming out with a new set of singles inspired by Willy Wonka candy. These are the Exploders and they seem very pastel-y, very colorful, shimmery, glittery, everything that I love. I've not tried Davina yet, but they are on my wish list. They're on my brands to hopefully try in 2019 if God and my wallet allows it. I feel that these shades are seriously pretty, so if you know Davina and you're a fan of her formula, you're here. Juvia's Place came out with a Nubian Coral palette for $20. It's another warm palette with 3 pops of cold steely blue. It's boring, I'm sorry. I know everybody and their mom loves Juvia's Place, but this one is just been there, done that. Makeup Revolution come out with 2 new things, or at least 2 new interesting things among their slew of so many new things every time. They came out with a palette that is in collaboration with Carmi. This is the 2nd collaboration, and this is the Make Magic palette. You know, I feel that if they would have just stopped at that first row, or maybe that first row and then a row of matching mattes, that would have been for the best. Because as it is, this palette I feel looks like a complete mess. At least for me, when I look at it, I feel that there's no rhyme or reason to it. It doesn't inspire me. I can pick out individual shades that I find really pretty, but overall the palette just feels like a low effort. Out with a skincare line with, how is he called? Jake Jamie, who I have no idea who he is, but good for him because those look pretty darn good. So there's a watermelon mask, a mango fruity type of mask, and a cocoa and oats one, as well as a tropical spray, and those look absolutely gorgeous. I'll probably snap 1 or 2. This has been it. Please let me know down below, what are your thoughts on these new releases? What are you going to pick up? Roast something if you want to roast it. It's a whole grill party over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, tell me in the comments to go fuck myself. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever it is where you're from. Bye.